Money day, guys and girls. I hope you're blessed. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Setups, accompanied by just me today. And I go by the name of Litcap Vel. Now, before we go any further, please make sure you guys check out the website. It's litcapital.co.uk. And of course, if you're looking to start your journey in education, look no further. Head over to the website. With that being said, I do want to take you guys through the economic calendar and tell you guys what we've actually got in store for this week. And in UK at the moment, currently there is a bank holiday. And of course, in Japan, there's also a bank holiday. But moving on to the week, Tuesday and Wednesday is when the markets really start to warm up. Now, on Tuesday, we've got the European Central Bank speaking. We've got CPI taking place for the Canadian dollar. But Wednesday is the most important day of the week. Okay, Wednesday is going to be the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. They're also going to have a press conference to talk about the economy as well. So as we move on into Thursday, we've got the interest rate for the yen, for the Swiss franc, and we've also got the interest rate here for the pound. Okay, we've got a Bank of Japan press conference, excuse me, not an interest rate, but we do have the Switzerland and the English interest rate, which should be very, very interesting. And then, of course, the last piece of data that will be released in the afternoon will be the initial jobless claims for the US. So, you know, the markets could move in one direction for the dollar on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, they could completely turn around, potentially based on what results have been released. And then on Friday, we've got PMI for the pound. So it's pretty much a day filled with European and British economic data, which is the manufacturing PMI. And then actually in the evening, 7 o'clock, which will be the last piece of information we see, will be the Fed Chair Powell speaking. And of course, no doubts he'll be speaking about the shape of the economy and where the inflation currently is. Now, with that being said, I have mentioned to you guys over the last few months that I do think that the pound will reach an all-time low. And today we can see it has. Okay, it's reached an all-time low. And we can see even with the new appointment of King Charles and with the passing of Queen Elizabeth, we can see, and even with the new Prime Minister, we can see there hasn't been enough confidence that's been put into the pound that's, you know, given the pound any type of strength to actually make a new higher high or to even just, you know, surpass the previous lower high. Now, with that being said, of course, we are moving into we're moving into unfamiliar territory, which does mean, of course, that there may potentially not be a bottom. Okay, there may not be an area as to which we can predict it will turn around. I don't like to predict, as you guys know. I just like to react. But we can visibly see here that it has taken out the all-time low. So, you know, it's been 2 years since we was last down this in these areas here, which was back in the first COVID lockdown. And of course, now we are back here. So I do believe that we can get a rebound at some stage. I'm not going to say when, because I don't have an idea as to when. I personally do think that at the end of the day, the currencies will be abolished. And if currencies are to be abolished, then, you know, why would they regain any strength? But, you know, nonetheless, we are currently dealing with what we're currently facing right now, which is a very bearish pound. And that's for two reasons, okay? That's actually because of, for one, the problems that we have inside of the country, but for two, because the dollar is really, really strong. So I'm going to head over to AUDUSD, and I'm actually going to show you the same thing now. We're nowhere near the all-time low. However, what I can see here is we are just about to approach a weekly lit block, which I would like to see a reaction from. But we can't ignore the fact that for a dozen weeks now, we've actually been sitting inside of this area, inside of this candle, and now we've started to push down lower. And of course, you know, if the dollar is going to continue its flamboyant strength, then we can only expect to see lower prices achieved when it comes to the Aussie as well as to the pound. Now, that does actually work in hand with my outlook for the indices, because when I look at the S&P, we can actually see here, and bearing in mind this is on a monthly chart, okay? On a monthly chart here, we can see that we actually played into this lit block here, and then price started peeling downwards. And, you know, we can see it on a smaller time frame where it had a better reaction. If I go onto the daily, we can see here we had a really clean reaction. Price played up into the area, into the candle, and then came straight down. And what I'm actually looking to see is, if I go on the weekly time frame for you guys, there's a weekly lit block candle right here where we've seen a couple of reactions from, which I would be in favor to see price return down to. Now, bear in mind also that Morgan Stanley, excuse me, earlier on in the year did call the S&P to reach 3,400. Now, they've called for it to also reach 5,000. So whether it reaches 5,000 first or 3,400, we can't decide which one is going to be hit first, but what we can say is we are closer to the 3,400. So it is to be suspected that we probably will reach the 3,400 level first. So with that being said, I am bearish on the outlook. I do think that we could get a pullback throughout the week. So I'm not going to be, placing any sells as of yet, but I do believe, especially looking at the monthly, we are kind of halfway through September. I definitely believe that we are looking to push down lower and take out this previous low here of July and June. So let's see how that pans out. And the last pair that I'm going to take you through is the DXY. Now, I have said over the past few months that I do want to see prices accumulated a lot higher so that we can actually fill this imbalance and have a reaction out of this quarterly lit block candle here. That would make the most sense. There's no point the dollar climbing so high for it to turn around now and then come back up at a later date. We can see here since 2014, we have really been on a bullish run, albeit we have consolidated and reaccumulated to continue pushing higher. But now that we are, of course, almost at the finishing line, I would be really, really satisfied if we could get a reaction around 115 mark, because I do believe the dollar will lose its potency. We are seeing a parabolic shift upwards, which only means when we start to see parabolic shifts, as much as they do go up, they also come down. So I would like to see a continued strength with the dollar this week. We do have the interest rate as well as the initial jobless claims to be released. Maybe that gives us a pullback for a continuation. But if we look at it on the weekly here, we can see, I mentioned this on the last outlook that I'd done. I wanted to push deeper into this candle, okay, for us to then get a higher high. We didn't get a deep enough push, but nonetheless, we still did get a push down, which merited the higher low. And of course, now we can just expect to be seeing a higher high. So we are going to be keeping you guys informed and up to date inside of the Discord. As always, if you guys have appreciated watching this video, please do drop a like on the video, share it, and of course, subscribe. You know the vibes, it's lit side. Now, with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys on some of our live streams throughout the week. So don't forget, if you guys are new to our channel, be sure to head over to our website, litcapital.co.uk, or follow us on social media, lit_capital. And I hope to see you guys there soon. Okay? Always remember, every day is money day. Peace.